Hey everyone, this is Rick here. Welcome back to Reddit Talks Clash. We're calling this season 2, episode 1. Joining me today, Gingerbread Recon Sam. We got Spencer, and then we also got Noob on a Noob. How are you guys doing?
Good.
What's up? I'm doing good.
Doing good, thank you. So
All
is this
right.
our first episode of the year?
This would be the first one in 2023.
Wow.
Oh, nice. New Year
Awesome.
Clash.
So, the newest thing, I guess, to kick us all off is it's Lunar New Year. I think actually it's Lunar New Year in like a day or two. But
I don't actually know when it is, but yeah.
I want to say the 22nd, but I'm not positive.
It's
But
as of
Google
it. So
as of like 2 days ago.
22nd.
Did you guys buy the skin, the scenery, or anything?
The scenery looks. I would buy the skin, but I feel like they're charging way too much for it.
Yeah, $9 for these skins is starting to, or like not what is it? It's $9.99, so $10.
Yeah, sure.
So
you
starting
can't
to.
You can't make the excuse that like, oh, it's a cat. I mean, I'm sorry, a bunny. But that doesn't change the fact that it's just a cosmetic skin that you're probably gonna switch out like a month later.
I mean, honestly, the way I see it is that Supercell know people are going to buy it anyway, so they may as well charge. They may as well charge £8 for it, and people are still going to buy it. So,
well, if you're the type of guy to buy skin,
Noob, go ahead. Hey, Ninja's here.
Hey,
let's go.
Our second listener.
Yeah, you found our way here. Like, Ninja notifications are broken, so like no one's gonna be listening to this one live.
Yeah, I only joined because on the top right, my messages, I got one for this.
Yeah, I think the only way people are finding this is through the pinned post or the new feeds.
It's there,
which is gonna be not many people.
I know, like, dude, I know, like, since we're already like off topic and random too, like, my wife is still mad that during our wedding, like, one of my friends showed up late, and it was an outdoor wedding, so I could kind of like see where the parking lot was, and so like in the middle of the ceremony, I look over and I smile, and I'm like waving it, like, and pointing him where to go in the middle of the ceremony, like, hey, what's up? My friend's here. She still gives me crap.
Please don't tell me I was playing Clash of Clans.
No.
I've only finally looked at the new scenery. I haven't actually looked at it yet.
It's actually pretty good. I like it better than the last year's Lunar New Year scenery.
Honestly, I don't think Supercell have done a bad scenery as of yet, really. There hasn't been one I've really thought, oh my god, that is awful.
Like, the Pixel one was really underwhelming.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Actually, there's a scenery that I think is just so ugly, but it's actually one of the most loved sceneries. It's the 10th Clash-iversary one.
Oh, I like that one a lot. It's really busy, but I do like it.
I like that. That's a good one.
But here's what I think about the skin. So last year they released I believe it was a Tiger Lunar.
It was the Tiger King.
Okay, and this year it's the bunny. But if you look at both of the skins, both of the lunar skins are white. You have a white tiger and a white bunny. So in the future 2 years, I think those skins are also going to be white themed. And then as a set, like all the animals, I think that set will actually be pretty cool altogether.
Honestly, I was really wondering where you were going with there when you said they were both white. I was not sure where you were taking that. But yeah, hopefully we can get some sort of nice World Champion modern skins as well to make a combo, because Supercell aren't always brilliant at finishing sets. For example, this reminds me, this guy was literally spamming the sub, demanding a Clockwork RC skin, and to the point where I almost had to ban him because he was just completely spamming posts demanding a Royal Champion Clockwork skin. And I don't know what his obsession was, but didn't make me realize that Supercell do kind of suck at finishing sets, which is quite funny.
Yeah, 2024 is the year of the dragon, which can be pretty dope.
Oh, that'll be good.
Pretty dope skin.
Do you want dragon for Warden or Royal Champion?
It's probably
it's gotta be Warden. It's gotta be Warden.
Yeah, like Warden surfing around on one of the Chinese dragons.
Well, no. Well, what's 2024?
2024 is the year of the dragon, and after that is snake, horse, goat, monkey, rooster, dog, pig, rat,
snake.
I can't imagine a snake Royal Champion.
But I mean, there's like a snake skin basically too, the Jungle Queen.
Yeah,
that's true.
Medusa? I don't know.
Yeah, ish. Like $10 for this skin is like when they first started doing more cosmetic skins. I did buy all of them, and because there was definitely some FOMO going on, but as they add more and more, like I'm really picking and choosing.
Well,
Yeah.
I think the reason they don't lower the prices, they have a lot of diehard players, and $10, say $5, they're getting 2 sales for 1. And since majority are hardcore players, they probably just spend the money anyways. So there's really not a reason for them to lower the price.
Exactly. I mean, Supercell's a business. They've probably run some calculations, got some stats, and they realize that there are plenty of idiots, well, not idiots, but plenty of people who are still going to cough up $10 for every skin they release. And if that's the case, then they may as well,
Yes.
And I haven't really seen many people in tears about it. I mean, I've seen a few complaints about the price, but ultimately, it's not harming them. They're making money off it. It works them. Though I do wish they kept skins more near the $5 benchmark, because obviously Gold Pass is that, and obviously you get a whole host of other things with the Gold Pass. So if you're going to buy a single skin on its own for $5, that feels fairly reasonable. But it is what it is, and I can't see it lowering, like you said.
So, Sam, have you been able to beat the challenge yet?
I've tried twice and I couldn't do it, so no. I need to watch a trample damage video or Judas Sloth or someone, but I have not been bothered, to be completely frank.
Noob, have you beat it?
I took a quick peek. I don't really, not yet. I didn't even try.
Okay, and then so round this out, Spence.
I sat down all ready to do it, but I looked at it and I saw the single infernos and the multis, and I just said, "Nah, this is too much." So I ended the battle. I couldn't do it.
It's hard.
Like, have you done it?
I haven't. I've tried a few times. It's hard.
It is hard.
Like Trample sent me his video a couple days ago, before it aired, and like normally he'll message me and say, "Hey, try this out. Make sure you can replicate it," and I mostly can all the time. But I don't know, not this one. I tried. I watched It's His video and I couldn't do that one. And then I was like, screw it. I don't need the shovel that bad.
Yeah.
Quite really the hardest part.
I think challenges do need to walk this fine line where they're fun but not hard in a way. I mean, I kind of get it when you have like the Christmas event, whatever that was called, and you have multiple levels. It kind of makes sense then to have a harder challenge, a bit like I remember the Clash.Ninja one that had a few harder challenges. But then when it's just these random event ones that is just a single challenge, I feel like they should not be easy, but not actually be particularly difficult, because ultimately they should be accessible to everyone.
It's weird too, because like a lot of the ones where it's just like as soon as you know the gimmick or the trick and they're really easy, those are less fun. But then you also don't want it to be like way too technical either. This one's straight up difficult. Even knowing where the traps are and knowing how to set them all off, it's hard. The February challenge is gonna be lit though. I wish I could tell you guys more about it, but
oh well. I guess we'll have to wait till February.
Talk about brothers.
So, with that out the way, how has your CDBL gone for you guys recently? Noob, do you want to tell us how it's gone for you?
Oh, I've just been upgrading heroes. I've been out of Warren for a decent bit. After being bullied enough by Rick, I am actually upgrading my Warden.
You didn't upgrade your what level was your Warden?
Well, I mean, this can be quite embarrassing.
It was level 2 last time.
Yeah, level 2, but now
horrifying.
Yeah, it's level 13 now, so cut me some slack, alright.
Yeah, it's better. You're getting there.
Level 50 Queen.
So not in Clan War League at all then this month?
No. But besides form attacks, nothing much.
Oh man, like don't sit out. Like get those medals. Like you can get your 8 stars in without heroes. Like and don't be one of those goobers who tries to keep your heroes up for CWL either, because like you're Town Hall 11. You're not that important to your clan for CWL when you're down in I assume like Gold 1. Like, no offense. Yeah, there's so many people on Reddit who say like, I need my heroes for CWL. I'm a Town Hall 10 and I'm the third on the map in my clan. Like, no, you don't need your heroes. You don't need to be anything. You're just CWL is metal farming is all it is for you. You're not in Champs 1. You're not competitive. Like, don't stress it. You're just hamstringing yourself by saying 1 week of the month, probably 9 days of the month, you're not going to upgrade your heroes. That's stupid.
Yeah, amen. Right, then. Rick, how did your CWL go?
We got demoted. I'm so mad.
Ooh.
It was close. It was only by a couple stars. So it was our 3rd month in Champs 1. And we just we're missing one of our good hitters who quit the game or apparently or something, who knows. And then we just had a whole mess of 1 stars and screw ups, and it was not our best showing. And so we're back in Champs 2, which I think is actually kind of harder. It's harder to promote out of Champs 2 than to maintain in Champs 1, I think.
Now, this may be difficult to pinpoint, but did you notice a trend with your 1 stars? As in, was there certain things people were consistently doing that often led to 1 stars, or was it just a bunch of random crap happening?
It's just crappy plans. People really not having a safe idea of how they're going to get the Town Hall, and then when their blimps absolutely utterly failed, not recovering well at all. So like if you're sending a blimp from all the way across the map, you got to be sure it's going to get there. And then if it doesn't, you need to modify how, like, you got to scramble and make sure you get the Town Hall down and save the 2, because continuing on your Lalo from the far side of the base is not a recipe for recovery after that. And I don't know. It was just a whole lot of that garbage. Yeah,
that's really unfortunate. So, do you have any hopes of promoting back next month?
Oh, yeah.
Do you think
that's the goal. Obviously, is to promote again. We barely missed it. We barely missed Stan. We've got
how many clans demote again from Champs 1? Is it 2?
3. The bottom 3.
3. Oh, okay, right. Were you 3rd? As in.
We were the first loser, I guess you'd say. We're like that's 6th place. It's good 6, 7, 8 demote.
Okay, when you frame it that way, it seems a little better. I didn't realize there was 3 clans that got demoted. Is that the same for Champs 2, or is that only Champs 1 where that many are demoted? I believe the bottom
3 everywhere in Champs demote.
Oh wow, okay.
And then it's only the top 1 promotes too. So yeah, like Champs 2, man, people really want it. And they move up. And Champs, in the 3 months I spent in Champs 1, it really felt like people were just like, like, we'll hang out. Like, there was missed hits from pro clans that missed hits because who cares? They're like, like, we won't demote. Whatever. Like, already have this war wrapped up.
So. That's quite funny. Yeah, I think in Champs 3, I'm just looking at our war logs. We've been in Champs. We have stayed in Champs 3 as long as this war log goes back to April, which is quite depressing actually. But we got 5th once and didn't demote, so I think it might be bottom 2 when it comes to Champs 3. Then there's Spencer. How did your CWL go?
So yeah, quite a lot to say. I just want to start out by saying, when Clan Cap, so up until let's say when CWL was released, up until Clan Capital, we did 2 15v15s in 2 separate clans. One for like all the top town halls, and then the other one for like Town Hall 10 through Town Hall 12, I want to say. But then Clan Capital got released, and I decided to merge them into one big 30v30 because, going 9 days without Clan Capital progress, that's like a whole raid weekend,
Yeah.
And I didn't want to risk it, so I combined them. And 30v30, we were in Masters 3 at the time, and we got demoted the first month to Crystal 1. And then all the way through December, all of these clan war leagues were so bad. There were so many missed attacks. I had like 5 accounts in. I just really want everyone to be able to participate. But then I made the difficult decision for 2023. So what I did was I have a clan website, right? And so I listed everyone out and I graded them. I gave them a grade in 3 categories. And here, let me see what it was actually. Let me pull it up. But I gave them each a grade, like a letter grade. And then I calculated it all up and I said, these are going to be the ones who get to do a 15v15 clan war league. It's all based on like clan participation, clan commitment, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm pulling it up right now. So I graded them on online activity, which is like numbers of attacks a month, builders active, chat presence. I did attacking skill, so past clan war league performance, war performance, and then clan contribution, clan capital, donations, chat usage, stuff like that. And so I give all of my members grades, F through A, and I chose the best 15. And we just ran a 15v15, and we got promoted the first month to Master 3. So I'm hoping we work our way.
I guess the key is picking people not on how they do in war, but also how they chat.
Yeah, definitely. That has to do with skill.
That's the dorkiest thing. Like, you've said some really dorky things to me before. That whole little spiel you just did takes the cake.
Well, here's the thing. It's because most clans choose on skill, and purely I don't want to do that. Because if someone's so active in clan capital and chat, and they're just such a great member, I really want them.
And that must mean they're a great attacker. I mean,
no. So what happened was, we do have some really bad attackers. So many 1-stars with the Tunnel 15s, and so now I said, okay, every single month the weakest performing member is going to be removed, and then we're going to sub someone in for them, and then that next month we're going to remove the weakest performing member as well. So essentially that's going to get 15 really good players that are super active and stuff like that.
So if you were spinning 15-15, did your like the rest of your clan go to another clan like you were doing before, or what was the deal?
They're just sitting out. I would maybe consider that, but we don't even have 15 active more as active members because there's just so many missed attacks during that period when we were doing 30v30. So I said,
sounds like you need to boost some people.
So yeah, I have a level 10 sister clan that's vacant right now, but yeah, that's how we're going.
I think what you need to do right here is kick a lot of people. If you're having that many missed attacks and you can hardly start a 15v15 seeder well, I think a little bit of booting action wouldn't go amiss.
I don't know. My clan is really different from most. We're more casual players because I have a lot of people, like I want to say 60% of my entire clan is above 50 years old. And so they're a lot more casual. They don't really plan out their attacks or anything. They just hop on and hit the resources. And ideally, that's not the best way to have players in your clan, but they do need a home somewhere. You know, you don't want grandpa bouncing through clans and everyone yelling at him. You know, you want a good place to hold these people. So yeah, and everyone's fine with how it is. Sometimes we'll get players who are like, "This clan sucks," and then I'll kick them because they don't like how I run it. But that's all right. Every clan is different, and it's made up of members who like the way it's run. So that's all you need for a clan.
Didn't you pride yourself on having like a democracy and voting for your leader? You kick anyone who shows any sign of dissent for the clan. Sounds
yeah.
So changing half gears now, which CDVO league do you guys think has the highest 3-star rate?
Ooh, well, it's got to be one without many Tower 15s in, to be completely frank.
Probably low to mid.
Do you know the answer? Do you know the answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a Clash spot open right now.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna guess Crystal 3.
Crystal 3 is 31.09% last month 3-star rate, and that is
in relation. That is
That's one of the higher ones. The
Okay,
highest
okay.
the highest total, gold 2, 33.06.
All right. I'm happy with
yeah.
that guess.
Most of the looking at like silver 1 to crystal 3 are all above 30%. And then
Wow.
it really, really drops. Like you're looking at you get Masters 1 only has a 12% 3-star rate.
What we're looking at for Champs 3 or Champs 3, 2 and 1.
So okay, Masters 1 is 12.5, Champs 3 12.3, and then Champs 2 16.9, Champs 1 28.5.
Wow.
Which is massive.
Wow.
But also
that's a huge increase.
It's also kind of misleading because I've talked about it a little bit, at least with you guys personally too, but there's a lot of garbage clans in Champs 1. Clans you promote and then either get sold or hacked, or people just say screw it, whatever. We were in Champs 1 for 3 months. In each month we faced 1 or 2 clans of like Town Hall 9s.
Right. Okay. And that happened every month.
3 months in a row. There was 1 clan of garbage Town Halls the first month, and then 2 clans the second month, 1 clan the third month.
Wow.
And that's when we demoted.
May I ask, what one has the lowest? I'm sorry if you said I'm blowing through.
No, so the absolute lowest 3-star rate of all of these would be, no surprise, Bronze 3. At 11.8% 3 stars, 85% didn't attack in Bronze 3.
What's the Town Hall competition like down there? Do you know?
Oh, it's probably on a different page, but it's not going to be good.
No.
Imagine being in Bronze 3. That's very sad.
So that's where your clan's going to end up at some point. So I don't want to.
We were on their way
I
there.
don't want to hear the task.
I know I was getting excited about this earlier tonight talking to you guys, but ClashSpot has so many cool stats. ClashSpot, it's ClashSpot.net. It's so cool. Like all this stuff I didn't even know. Like I'm looking at a breakdown of how many of each town hall are in each league. Like there are 50 last month that were active in war, not just in clans in there, but actively spun in CWL last month. There was 5,100 Town Hall 15s in Champs 1. And there were like 160,000 in Gold 1.
What, Town Hall 15s?
Yeah. Yeah. So like the league with the most Town Hall 15s in January was Crystal 1. And there was over 500,000 Town Hall 15s in Crystal 1.
How many were Legends?
I'm not looking at the Legends page, but I believe they have Legend stats.
Wow. That's quite incredible. Is that, I mean, I can only guess how they're compiling all that data. Do you know if it's complete data or just what they can track? Because
I know. So I was talking to Ninja. Like Ninja would know. Like if you're
Ninja's
still there,
a smart guy. He is here. Yeah. Well, unless he's fallen asleep, which I wouldn't blame him.
Yeah, no, he was giving me. He's harassing me in the comments. He might know. He's the API wizard. If you're there and listening, and you feel like if you know and want to answer, just go ahead and accept that invite. Also, yeah, I know it's cool. Like this site is really fun. I really want to explore around and see all these stats later. Like it's all the way down to Town Hall 65432 Town Hall 2s. There were only 2 Town Hall 2s in Bronze 3.
There were only Town Hall 2s were in Champs 1.
Yeah, there's only like 15 Town Hall 2s in all of CWL last month. Wow. Which is kind of cool.
Now, slightly off-topic question here that I want to ask all of you. Have any of you ever been banned on Clash of Clans?
No.
I have not.
I haven't, but I have. I went to Liam's clan and I was messing with him. I said like some really weird stuff. But then someone reported I got banned for 48 hours.
Rick, I'm wondering, people who signed with Supercell, what happens if they get banned on game? Like, does that happen?
I don't know. I know like my creator status is tied to my main account. So if my main account were to get banned for disruptive behavior or whatever, if it was garbage, like if it was a BS ban, I would probably just reach out to one of the community managers and be like, hey, can we get this fixed? But yeah, like I don't know if we're afforded any additional protections or leeway as far as that goes. I probably not, but I don't know. One way to find out, you start having a potty mouth like Sam here.
Yeah, I'm still very miffed about that ban. So to clear everything up, last week was it? Yeah, last week I got banned for 2 days for saying some slightly choice words. Nothing actually horrendous.
What'd you say?
Well,
I'll
been trying.
I'll bleep it.
not to
I'll bleep it.
swear.
But go ahead.
Okay, right. I said that's what I said. I don't think personally it's the worst thing in the world, and I'm quite a frequent user of both words.
Well, like, the C word in England is, it's not really that bad as far as I understand.
It's not bad. It's very, very common, and that's why it is a weird thing I had to remind myself of when talking to you lot, that you see it very, very differently, and that was kind of something I became a lot more aware of when I got banned, because I was having a little test with the filter, which we can talk about soon because that is definitely interesting. I wasn't directing these words at anyone, wasn't calling anyone a even though I probably have before as well. And yet I just got reported, and that was 2 days banned, which I know 2 days is like, it's nothing, and like, it's a blimmin' mobile game. It's not a big deal, but missing 2 days of Legends really, really stung. I've only just got back up to where I was in trophies. I lost, I think, just shy of 400 trophies in those 2 days, which really, really sucked for Legends. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a report, because I don't think you can get banned just off some sort of detention. But yeah, that ban really sucked, and I really don't like how people can just report any random swear words and get people banned. I understand it in a family-friendly clan, makes perfect sense. But in an adult clan, I think it's up to that clan to set their own rules. And personally, I don't think Supercell should be banning whenever they receive any report for any player swearing, especially if their own filters don't filter it out. Now, have you guys noticed that on every single clan there is now a filter? Or are you not all as bad as me and completely avoid any sort of bad language?
It's weird to me that they implemented this whole family-friendly system and are still censoring clans that are considered, not family-friendly. I've seen one creator bring it up in Slack, and it was mostly like that aspect of it was ignored. The differences in the filtering between family-friendly clans and non-family-friendly clans is you're still allowed to say a lot more. And and a lot of what is censored is stuff I wouldn't really, words I don't say. And I'm not about to be the guy like who goes to Supercell and says like, "Hey, why can't I call my clanmates the N-word?" So, but yeah, it is weird.
They do censor wanker, which is a really
wanker is a weird
annoying
one
thing.
to censor.
That is a really annoying
No,
one.
I understand. I understand why they do that, but
like
people,
it's got to be some weird legal reason. Like
what? Well, they censor wanker. They cannot be a good legal reason to that.
No, actually, because people think wanker probably means
there's sexual connotation to that one.
Stupid Americans,
maybe, I don't know. But
stupid Americans.
If you want to re-ask your API question, we do have a special guest here.
Hello.
Hey, Ninja, how's it going?
Yeah, I'm all good. How are you guys?
Yeah, it's good. I've already forgotten what I said for you to hop on and answer.
Oh, you're talking about if ClashSpot has like complete data for all the CWL groups, I think.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, due to basically the way he'll be gathering the data is he'll just be looping through as many clans as he can find and then monitoring their CWL groups. So I doubt it'll be 100% complete.
Does he just put in a bunch of he does the rejects for the clan tags and just literally loops through every single possible combination? Or...
Well, for the top end, for Champs 1, I did the same for Champs 1 on my site. And that was easy because if you find one clan, chances are when they spin for CWL, you find another 7 immediately. I don't know about the method used that he'll be using. It might be that he just brute force it and just loops through them all and builds up a list that way. I know that his player database is quite comprehensive, as in probably over 100 million plus.
God, that is insane.
And I'm pretty sure Clash of Stats has in the region of 400, 450 million, maybe.
It's a shame they don't share some sort of public API or database, because that could be incredibly helpful for people developing stuff.
True, but then obviously if a creator's hosting that, they have the expenses associated with it. And if you get people, back in the day, Royale API actually hosted an API and had to end up shutting it down due to the operational costs. And when you can't really monetize it as such, and you've got something that works for your own site usage, but opening it up for other developers to make use of really sort of amplifies your operating costs.
No, that's very interesting, because I was just really curious because I know Supercell is quite closely guards their statistics in terms of players at each channel, which does make sense. They're a business; they don't probably want to give an indication of the health of the game because that could be detrimental for whatever reason. But no, it is cool that there are resources out there to actually see all the information.
Let's talk about a very popular topic: emulators.
Emulators. Well, this is going to spark some good discussion. Spencer, would you like to give everyone your insights on emulators? Because I know this brought up a little discussion with you and Rick.
Yeah, here's the thing. I'm fairly new to this community, even though I've been a mod here for a while. I'm fairly new to community and discussion-based communities surrounding Clash Clans and community news, stuff like that. I played the game before and then I joined the Reddit. But all those years before, I read through the terms of service. I don't think much people do that, but I read through terms of service.
You have read the terms of service?
Oh, you're that type.
Yeah, they are terms of service. They're a legal agreement you have to read.
Do you do that for everything?
Not necessarily everything, but if I'm spending hours a day on something, then yeah, I'll probably read the terms of service of it. But like I said, I probably read it 5-6 years ago. But so I took a mental note of everything in the terms of service, and I always had it in my head emulators are against the terms of service. You're not allowed to play the game on them because it's a mobile game. And so in the community, I'm seeing these posts, people saying, "Oh, I played on an emulator and now I can't." And in my mind, I'm like, "Oh gosh, that's against the terms of service." Who cares for them because they're breaking the terms of service. But to my discovery, I see now that the whole backstory of emulators and Clash of Clans and how unclear they've been about them in the past. And I've read through Darian's comments on them and stuff like that, and that definitely changed my perspective. But I still am pretty harsh on the community when it comes to that, complaining. Just the other day, this guy was talking on a post about it, and I commented, I quoted the terms of service and everything, and yeah.
Well, with emulators, it's a funny one, right? Because they are against terms of service technically, or at the very least, they're classed as not supported on terms of service. And for a good few years, that was really the line Supercell stuck to. I mean, I have definitely linked to Darian's comment saying this multiple times, that their policy, and this was clarified years ago, was that they weren't banning for emulators, just unsupported. So if you were trying to get help, if your game crashing, for example, on an emulator, they would not offer that, right? And that makes sense. And the thing with emulators is they do make it technically easier to have something like a farm bot or etc. running on your game. But then equally, I think the vast majority of emulator users do just use it completely non-maliciously and just for fun. And whatever you think about, whether emulators are inherently a problem in themselves, I think the bigger issue is Supercell flip-flopping on it between, I assume at some point, not even having that in the terms of service, to putting it in the terms of service, to saying it was unenforced, and now to saying, well, not saying, as I don't think we've actually heard anything official before, it looks like banning people for it, right? I think that's the main issue, that Supercell has not been consistent, and I think it is quite unfair to tell people they can use an emulator and then take it away from them. I mean, yeah, you can use the arguments, which I'm sure you will, that it's always been against terms of service, so people shouldn't be doing it anyway. But you've got to admit, it is a bit of a communications issue from Supercell.
Really? Like, I don't see a problem with emulate. Sure, you can make the odd point that, I don't know, you can deploy troops faster. But if they make a good way to say, if they make an official one, which I doubt they will, but let's say they do.
I can't imagine that.
Well, one thing I want to say, I just commented this, and it says, Darian said this, I think a year or two ago. He said Supercell develops games specifically for the mobile platform and are never designed or intended to be played using a PC interface. And I also saw another comment where he said that they just don't want you playing on a PC because they think it cheapens the experience. I think that was his.
I mean, it is worse. You are hampering yourself.
I asked Darian a couple weeks ago when all the emulator stuff started happening. So I asked him, hey, are you guys going to start banning people who use emulators, or are you just blocking them? And he said, it's not the plan, at least, to start banning people. So if you are using an emulator and you can still access the game, then you're not risking a ban, it seems.
Okay, well, that's good. That was clearly a misunderstanding from mine. But is it the case that lots of people just can't get access to them anymore?
They're blocking a lot. I think that was the big issue with Amazon the other day, that a lot of people who access through Amazon were being blocked, because the workaround for emulators for a while was to download the Amazon App Store on your emulator and then download the Amazon version of Clash.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, so they are trying to block people using emulators, it seems. But they're not banning anyone for it as of now.
I mean, it is weird, isn't it? Because you don't have a better experience using an emulator compared to, for example, I have played some mobile shooter games on an emulator. Like, I know I've played PUBG Mobile on an emulator before, and of course it makes the whole game blooming easier. I mean, you've got an actual keyboard and mouse, of course that makes it easier. But Clash of Clans, it's so reliant on multi-touch that I don't really see why you'd want to play on an emulator unless that's literally all you had for that point. I just wouldn't play Clash of Clans.
The main use case I've heard for it is people like to do base building on it because they can use a mouse to more accurately place walls and stuff.
That does make sense.
If people are, say, for example, got a couple of monitors on their PC and they're working on one screen and they're just filling donation requests on, when people are requesting for war or whatever, they say that's better than having their phone to the side or the tablet on their desk. So those two scenarios, I can understand it being quite a good utility. But yeah, for actual gameplay, you're right. It's a lot. It's a lot more difficult.
Is farm bots, are those still a big thing?
I know they're a big thing, but I think they're still a thing to a degree. This is a very unsourced comment here, but I think they might still be somewhat around. I've definitely at least seen something in the last year, put it that way, which I know is not relatively recent, kind of depends how relative you're talking, but I don't think they're a huge problem. I mean, you don't hear people talking about them the same way. Obviously, modding was talked about back in the day, and then phishing as of recently doesn't seem to be a particular scandal. I mean, ultimately, I guess it doesn't really affect a player not using it. If someone's using a farm bot, it doesn't really affect you whatsoever, so it's not really a concern.
Yes and no. it's taken away a good loot base from someone else who's actively playing. You know, it's taken a base out of circulation that's going to have a shield now, and you know, it's just.
Oh yeah, I don't love them, but it's not like they cause a stir or anything.
Yeah, it doesn't like ruin the game, and it doesn't have a huge effect on anyone individually. But I think like if left unchecked, it's pretty bad for the game overall.
Yeah,
but you know, like they've also seemed to be like you don't really see it as much anymore. You know, 5-6 years ago, you could look through your defense logs and just see, you know, like what was definitely a botted barch attack on your base all the time, and lightning spells on your storages or drills later after they fix that. But it hasn't seemed to be as big of an issue lately, which, you know, is cool. But I don't know if that's partly driving the emulator crackdown or not.
But do you think it's an element of it as farming has got a lot easier over time? You know, sneaky goblins were introduced, and that made life easier. And as time's gone on, you get the bigger loot hauls where you can get pushing 2 million gold, 2 million elixir, and 15k plus dark, which back in the day you would never get anywhere near those numbers.
No, like back in the days, people really did farm botting too. You know, you find 250 gold, 250 elixir, and 1500 dark, and that was an amazing base.
All right, now I'm gonna just quickly switch gears. Dying to stole that from Rick. The decoration in the shop. What do you guys think?
Best decoration ever.
Do you think?
Yeah, I'm not even for $1. I'm not buying it. Whatever.
I think it's amazing. For 99 cents, you get a one of a kind, limited edition decoration. Like that's such a good deal.
During one of the passes, we got a free Goblin King decoration, I think. Like, if they're gonna do
the Goblin King tribute,
whatever that was, why don't they just do that again?
Well, yeah, they do put a lot of decorations in the passes, but I liked how this one was 99 cents because past Lunar New Year decorations have also been in packs, like the fireworks stash that was in 3 separate packs. And if you ever see someone with 3 fireworks stash decorations, that means they bought all 3 Lunar New Year packs on that year, which is actually pretty crazy because one was like $50, $20, and $10. So yeah, they're dedicated players if you ever see those.
I mean, personally, I think it's a bit silly they're charging 89p for an obstacle, but Spencer, if people like you are going to buy it, then I guess it works there.
I love it.
No,
I think it's great.
well, I feel like a thing that actually, I'll never mind that point. But what I'm afraid of, they're going to be doing this to more and more obstacles, like to a point where like we're going to get one like once a month. They're like paid obstacles. That's not a thing I like to say.
Well,
yeah, see, Spencer, you're encouraging Supercell to exploit us. See, are you hearing yourself right now?
I believe they are a little bit skeptical releasing not only obstacles but decorations because they do take up space in the village, and we are really running out of space. And there are 4 tiles every single Christmas, Halloween, and Lunar New Year. Last Lunar New Year, I didn't even think we got an obstacle. So they took that year off last year.
No, we didn't.
Oh, we did.
But,
didn't we?
No. There was no lunar obstacle last year.
When on earth is this lucky shrub from then? I'm looking at my
years ago, a long time ago.
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
But I think they are semi-reluctant.
There was a Lunar New Year where we had 2 obstacles.
Yeah.
Oh,
the tree and the shrub, I think. The last thing I want to touch on for Clan Capital, one thing I didn't see talk about on the sub, which is a big deal to me, maybe not you guys, is all of the options for the clan houses that appear in the weekly trader deals. Every week, it's 6 new things I haven't seen before. All these cool roofs and grounds and decorations and walls. I love it all. All the personalization I see in my capital. I really like it.
All right, yeah, let's wrap it up. Sam, do you have any shout outs this week?
Shout outs. I have a shout out to whoever got me banned for 2 days. F you. Noob, any shout outs?
Well, with that potty mouth, what were you expecting?
I don't know.
Oh, who do I give a shout out to? I give a shout out to Rick for actually reminding me we're doing this. So he kind of got me here.
Yeah, it's a good thing you're available and ready to go on the.
I was about to watch Escape from Alcatraz.
All right, Spencer, anything you want to say?
2 shout outs. One to Clash.Ninja, I use your code. I haven't spent all my $6,000 on your code, but majority of it, I'd say. And a huge shout out to the event team that helped run the events. We're doing one right now in a tournament. It'll be fun. But yeah, thanks.
Rick?
Yeah, thanks again, Ninja, for hopping on and clearing up some API stuff.
No worries.
For
Thanks
us.
for having me on.
Yeah. Anyone you want to say hey to?
I'll give a shout out to Trample Damage because he ran his Rage and Poison War weekend last weekend, and that was a lot of fun.
How'd you doing that?
I did all right. I got a 3-star and then a 88% 2-star, both which were the strongest attacks on the targets I hit. So I was pretty chuffed with that. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. A bit different to your regular stuff. So forced me out of my comfort zone of hybrids. So yeah, that was a good event. That was a lot of fun.
It would be really embarrassing to get 2 1-stars, wouldn't it?
All right,
or not be able to participate at all due to being banned due to your potty mouth.
Well, fortunately, I managed to get my little Town 11 rushed account in, and I even got a 3-star on a max Town 11, give or take. So, maybe it was fate.
All right, so then on a final note, a bit of bad news. Earlier this month, we lost a friend in a car accident, Hero Killer. You guys might know him as the host of another Clash podcast called the Only Clash Podcast. So, all our hearts go out to his family and friends and his clanmates. There's just been a massive outpouring of support that I've seen both from and for all his friends and family, and it's just been really inspiring to watch that over the last couple of weeks. Oftentimes we forget there are real, living, breathing human beings behind all the screen names, and just seeing how impactful Hero or Jordan was, seeing the impact he's had in all your lives has really made me reconsider the distinction I've always drawn between online friends and friends. I wish I could have known him better. And just kind of going forward, I'm going to strive to get to know more of my own clanmates a little better now. So Clash is just a game, but the relationships, we formed can be very real. And he very clearly touched a lot of people's lives, and we're all going to miss him just a ton. So for anyone who wants to help out or who listened to his podcast, the Only Clash Podcast, in the show notes of this episode, I'm going to drop a link to a GoFundMe page to that's supporting his wife and children through this time in their grief. And then there's also going to be links to his podcast if you want to go listen to the old backlog of episodes that are still going to be up, and they're all hilarious. So we're going to miss you, Hero, and to everyone else in the Crystal Join family who's friends with him. We're thinking of you guys. So stay strong. That's going to end it for this week. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back in 2 weeks, and we'll see you then. Thanks.